Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all of your companions, meaning your doggies, your gatos, your little fishy. Maybe some of you have a bird. Who knows? Maybe some of you have a iguana, frogs, all sentient beings. I hope this first Sunday of the new year is a pleasant and a joyous one for you. Reflect for a moment. When you awoke this morning, what was your first thought? My thought, to joyously breathe in and to joyously breathe out. Embrace this moment of life with peace and happiness as I breathe in. And embrace this moment of life with peace and happiness as I breathe out. In my next thought, breathe in impermanence and death. Breathe out impermanence and death. Let go of attachment to life. Let go of aversion to death. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. Peace and harmony lies within. What were your thoughts this morning? Reflect. As we think, so shall we become. And I think the thoughts that we initiate our day with sets the foundation and the path for that particular day. That day may be a few hours, perhaps a few days, weeks, months, and years. Who is the architect of our existence? And what is it that fashions our destiny? Fate and destiny. I constantly try to contemplate what is the meaning of these two. Is fate the events that unfold beyond my control, that have been set by my own previous actions? But my destiny, is it something that I can fashion in response to that which unfolds? And thus I can create and possibly alter my fate. I'm still working with that one. I'll let you know how successful I am. It is my moment of amusement. So again, how did you start your day? I start my day of sitting here in the wee hours of the night. Sit everything out so I don't have to rush about doing it this morning to make it just right. But I double checked and looked again to make sure I had placed everything properly within. Seeing that I had done so, I could rest, sit upon my seat, and drink tea, perhaps. How did your day begin? Breathe in, breathing out. let all fall away, like the dream perhaps you had last night, and just be present in this moment. So last night, which really is the morning in Bhutan, it's so strange. There's two retreatants. They're in real retreat, high in the Bhutanese Himalayan mountain range. This technology now, people in retreat can communicate. So I'm talking to two lamas, both lamas, well, three lamas, one Rinpoche, two lamas. And we are just sort of conversing back and forth about practice, about bodhicitta, loving kindness and compassion, etc. So this one lama says, oh, I want to tell you many things, but my English is not that good. So he says, I know we met at Torpor Ling, Zambala Ling, Chodrat Ling. These 3 monasteries are in the general area in Buntab. Again, they're all like at 14,000 feet. You sit. So, and then again, Tenzin Lama Tenzin. He just said, oh, Rinpoche, it's so peaceful here. So wonderful to be in retreat. Then I say, I rejoice in your retreat, which means I also share the merit of your retreat. So going back to that concept of, I don't read because then I'll get too involved. That concept, joyousness. My other thought this morning, even in the face of great adversity and difficulty and challenging times, you can still arouse this feeling and concept of joyousness. Are you joyous today? Have you embraced and reveled in the preciousness of your life today? I have joked to myself and I go, oh, there's my future home. Someday I will live in that home. But for now, as a classic line goes today, perhaps, but not today. I amuse myself. I think as many yogis, retreatants, etc., I hope you do also. You must converse with yourself. And even don't be afraid to answer yourself. It just means perhaps we're listening to ourselves. As I wrote to someone, to Lama in retreat, he was asking for some advice, which I find so strange. Here I am sitting in having a holiday, living in holiday. My joke again. And he's asking me questions, and he is in the land of Guru Rinpoche. So we're talking how to recognize what is nature of the spine and where does it reside? Can we look in? Is it forward or behind? And so we both came to the answer. The primordial essence of the primordial essence of that which arises in union with spontaneous presence, the union of emptiness and clarity or awareness. Recognize. 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 Breathe in. Breathe out. It's as though being transported to sitting in the high mountains, looking out into the space and watching the clouds and saying, oh, this is my mind. This is my nature. But is it the same as though of that which I look into? No. but it is a metaphor, because the clouds and the space and the light which I see cannot answer back to me. But the viewer who recognizes, knows, and has no need to answer back to me. Merely rambling of a fool. Breathe in, breathe out, and rest your mind. Our next cycle has begun, and I'm sure everyone says, may it be less challenging than the last one. Yes, you can go like this, Lama. Yes. It was quite a ride. I don't think I want to go to that amusement park again. But unfortunately, it is samsara, so therefore it will come again. Something new will come upon us to challenge us to begin. With open hands and an open heart and joyousness, we can engage. And through that type of approach, I think we can lessen the strength of the wave. Again, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, let your body just rest on your seat. Whatever may be troubling you this morning, like a cloud in the space, which I said, let it dissipate. Be free in your mind. Is it not our thoughts that enslave us and bind? All of our troubles and fears and hopes originate in the source, in the host. They arrive as the phantasmagoric display, like puppets dancing about, having fun in the sun of a day. Just the illusion of our own fabrication arising from our own mind, which we have not recognized, and thus they in turn seem to exist again and again by our side. Like a bubble in space, poof. Let them bust and dissipate. And in that moment, recognize the unity of spatiality and luminosity, and have peace and harmony within this very day. Again, the refrain, just the rambling of a fool. Breathe in, breathing out. Rest for a moment. Again, thought I had this morning, it's just to say, this other thought. It says to take refuge. Did you take refuge this morning? Is this your refuge truly? Refuge in Lama, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Then easy to identify and remember, oh, must take refuge in Lama with faith, devotion, and trust, as Rinpoche and Lama and I were talking. Then easy to take refuge in Buddha. We have many statues and tankas and pictures and zaklis of Buddhas, etc. Then to take refuge in the Dharma. We all have so many books thrown around we can go and appear to look at. But then the last one, sometimes we forget, even myself. Take refuge in you. You are Sangha. You are the fourth or the third jewel, because it says take refuge in the three jewels. The first jewel, Lama, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, which means we take refuge in each other. Sometimes we forget to reach out and to embrace that refuge of support that is there. So as you say, Namo Lama Lakap Sojo, Senge Lakap Sojo, Chola Lakap Sojo, Gedo Lakap Sojo, make sure you also feel the nail of the fourth one or the third one. I'm sure during these times, some people go, oh, I'm so alone. No, you're never alone. You're all connected. Now we're connected through this particular medium. But that's not enough. Again, Nangla and I were talking, texting back and forth from Bhutan to here. Einstein, time and space is relative. So in that respect, I told to him, we are as though we were sitting next to each other in each other's grace. It is the same for us, is it not so? Time and space is relative. And perhaps even time is a fabrication of the mind. And there is no time. We are such linear creatures. Again, I was thinking in my X amount of existence, how long it may continue, I do not know. I have seen so many things come and go. Unfathomable this would have been definitely 30 years ago. No one had thought, oh, this Zoom and conferences via this technology. It's pretty amazing, don't you think? But here we are. So having watched the progression of our society and how it has changed and repeated, I look at clothing, hairstyles, and gesture, and language, etc., how it seems to cycle, little different variations, but so similar. Meditation, yoga, spirituality, mysticism, all of these things were sort of known as part of the counterculture. And many of us, I can see at least several of us, who sort of grew up in what was called the counterculture. And we had another phrase, today's radicals are tomorrow's conservatives. And here we are. But this counterculture explosion that began, probably the impetus of it really was maybe even back far as the latter part of the 30s, or even into the 1800s when these ideas started to be put forth. And even before that, because a lot of these ideas that we discussed today were radical and people were actually tortured and put in jail and ostracized for this. But now it is commonplace, even down into kindergarten and grade schools, where we see children sitting in circles doing mindful meditation, breathing meditation, Tai Chi, yoga, etc. At one point, this was banned, controversial. But now we see it is prevalent on a global level. I was thinking about my meditation. Why are you sitting here this morning? If you're sitting here for your own pleasure, for your own happiness, for your own relinquishing from your own struggles, then this is the small scope. It has benefit, yes. We must have the vast, grand scope. We practice for the benefit of all sentient beings to recognize in this lifetime to be of benefit to all sentient beings. In what way? By having the motivation and having the intention that each and every sentient being has happiness, that they do not suffer, that they're joyous, and that there is a impartiality. It is not the ones I love, may you be blessed in this way. You I don't like, may you suffer. And those who I don't know, doesn't matter. No. Every sentient being, loving kindness and compassion. I hope you think this way. Every time I see my teachers, they talk this way all the time, again and again and again. I'm merely trying to emulate them, like puppet. So I'm the intermediary, fulfilling my destiny, as I was told somewhere around the 7th, 8th grade, to go forth as an emissary. Now I can make the joke once again. I did not say imbecile. I always think I'm the one in the clown suit standing outside banging the drum. Come into the tent. See the strong man, the trapeze artist, and the dancing elephant. Just joking. I don't want you to take so serious. You go through the whole day and you didn't laugh? I'm starting to wind myself up, so I should stop. I think you're understanding. Oh, I see more smiles. Oh, wonderful. The smiling is wonderful. Good. But not phony, fakey smile. Really just, oh, spontaneous arising of a nonsensical smile and showing of the teeth and the brightening of the eyes. Oh, it's a wonderful release. It's like Milton Berle, an old comic. He said, a laugh is like a small vacation. You forget your troubles. Take a breath in. Breathe out and rest. So as I'm preparing in the morning, many thoughts are running through my mind. And one that Lama said to me, I looked at my text, and yes, I think it was yesterday was the anniversary of Dudrum Vijay. Yes, Lama. I think so. Yeah. So Dudrum Vijay was said to be a manifestation of Dudrum Lingpa. And Dudrum Lingpa was said to be a manifestation of Guru Rinpoche. I did not meet directly with Dudrum Rinpoche, but I was student to his student, Namakaze Rinpoche. But I did receive teachings and blessings from Dudrum Rinpoche's Yangtze. So therefore, in my mind, me and Gelek were together, we felt we were being blessed by Guru Rinpoche. So today we do Guru Rinpoche practice, and Guru Rinpoche practice or Rinzan Drupa, we did almost every Sunday with Lama Kazi. Now I know why. So we also honor Dudrum Rinpoche, who was a great scholar, yogi, meditation, a master, humanitarian, and just a wonderful human being. I did not meet him in person, but I did make prostrations and sit in meditation with his heart disciple, Lama Dawa Rinpoche. And his body is preserved in his monastery in Bodha. It's sort of hidden away. If you don't know where it is, you won't see it. But I've been there several times. I'm not sure. I don't think anyone, when I went, no one went with me, I don't think. But anyway, I was able to be in front of his Thupten. As I was able to be in front of the Thupten and sit every day with Noshu Khenpo Rinpoche. So many experiences, so many things I can't even remember. Some they just sort of come back to me. Again, take a breath in this morning and rest. Remember I told you I'm merely telling you stories to bore you. Now that you're bored, you start to daydream. And when you daydream, you have to relax. And when you relax, then I can go, oh, now I can bring you on to the train. Sit in your seat without refrain. Look out the window and watch the scenery as it goes by in all of its finery. And rest. Take a breath in. Breathe out. And I said before, breathe in peace. Breathing out peace. And just rest your mind. Going back to Dorje Rinpoche, and again, this concept of how meditation and yogas, etc., has infused itself into global society, but we still maintain what is our focus. Yes, it has health benefits, releasing stress and fatigue and calming our mind and all of those type of things. But in this particular tradition, as we say Tibetan Buddhism or Vajrayana Buddhism, the singularity of the goal is to engage for the benefit of all sentient beings to arrive at the awakened state that lies within each and every one of us, to recognize our Buddha nature for the benefit of those. So keeping in mind when you sit, that is what should bring you to your seat. How might I be instrumental in releasing the suffering of beings in samsara and really arouse bodhicitta as a great bodhisattva to aid all sentient beings as you did in your life before, as you're doing in this life now, and as you will do in all of our lives to come. I wrote to Lama in Bhutan, so happy to meet you again. And so this Sangha has met again. So again, I say, so happy. It is my pleasure to meet all of you again. May we assemble throughout all of space and time until time and space is no more. And at that moment, all sentient beings will be free of suffering. And so shall we. Breathe in, breathe out, and release. So some of you may not know, well, I think hopefully you should know through your histories, your reading, your studies, the four aspects of our Vajrayana Tibetan tradition. First, Nyingma, the ancient ones. You are the ancient ones. Then we have the practice lineage, Kogyupa. Then we have the family lineage, Sakyapa. And then we could have the scholarly reform lineage, Gulupa. These are the four remaining. We really know the Gulupa very well because of His Holiness the Lama, which really has all of the lineages. But as Nyingma practitioners, so we should know, who are we? The ancient ones, the red hat ones, it says. So we follow the ancient ways of the practitioners, of the yogis that engage in bringing about the direct experience of this aspect. And this is what Namakaze Rinpoche always impressed upon us. Without direct experience, there is no true knowledge. Through experience, knowledge arises, but that knowledge also must be based in study, contemplation, meditation, integration. So you have a lattice or a format that can guide you. We are not lost. We're not just coming to sit on our seat to breathe in and breathe out and relax for a while. And I'm not demeaning that in any way, because the more of us that can engage in that, the better. But then there are many scopes, lesser, medium, and higher. And each one of those are divided into three: lower, middle, higher. Now, don't get too excited, because supposedly we're engaged in the highest aspect of the teachings of the Buddha. Now, whether we are receiving teachings that deal with the lower or middle or higher aspect, that is debatable. The main thing is to have proper motivation and intent to arouse bodhicitta for the benefit of all sentient beings, to have the support of loving kindness and compassion, joyousness and impartiality or equanimity, and place impartiality and equanimity first. Like that. Then we were talking about developing the 6 seals: the seal of generosity, of patience, of ethics, of diligence, of concentration, and wisdom. So these are all things that you should be exploring and studying and seeking to bring into your everydayness. That's probably enough for now. Take a breath in, breathing out. Again, this methodology, this moment of with Lama, like a glass of water sitting upon a table, clear with sand and it's been stirred, and you just place it, leave it alone. Create this image in your mind and see the sand swirling around in the glass. See the clarity of the water as it was, but no more because the sand is moving around. And slowly, the movement of the water subsides and the sand begins to descend, settling down. And when the sand settles to the base of the glass within the water, what do you see of the water? Clarity. Rest in the recognition of this clarity. But then go one step further. Who or what is it that recognizes that clarity? Look to the one that recognizes and let go. There is no glass, no water, no sand. Nothing to be recognized. No recognizing. No recognizer. Again, breathing out, just bring your hands together. And from now, riding on the Dharma Express, looking out the window, hanging with the rest, seeing the scenery, mind is at peace, maybe a smile and clear, easy to say. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Most precious Guru, please think of me. Bestow the blessings that will free and ripen my mind, so that I may realize as quickly as possible for the benefit of all sentient beings. Namo Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo. Nama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Nama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo. Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo. Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo. Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo. Nama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo, Lama Lakabsujo, singular Gabsujo, Chola Gabsujo, Ginan Lakabsujo. Dojo, get him like a dojo, Lama like a dojo, Zinga like a dojo, like a dojo, get him like a dojo, Lama like a dojo, Zinga like a dojo, like a dojo, get him like a dojo, Lama like a dojo, Zinga like a dojo, like a dojo, get him like a dojo, Lama like a dojo, Zinga like a dojo, get him like a dojo. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to liberate them. Delusions are inexhaustible. I vow to transcend them. Dharma gates are boundless. I vow to enter them. Buddha's enlightened way is unsurpassable. I vow to embody it. Zumbadru Zatu Samaya Manupalaya Badru Zatu Denova Nubova Sudokayam Nubova Subokayam Nubova Anaradun Nubova Sova Sidi Mebrea Zara Judume Setum Zidam Guru Ha Ho Bhagavan Savadata Badramane Muzovendim Samaya Sadua Badru Zatu Samaya Manupalaya Badru Zatu Denova Nubova Sudokayam Nubova Subogayam Nabova, Anarado Nabova, Zava Ziri, Mebrea, Zizana, Gamazume, Sedam Zidim Guru, Ho, Bhagavan, Sada Tadagata, Badruman, Muzavan, Zebo, Mahasamaya, Zatu, Adambatu, Samaya, Manubalaya, Badrazadu, Tenova. Nabova, Zudogaya Nabova, Zubogaya Nabova, Anarado Nabova, Zava Ziri, Mebrea, Zizana, Gamazudune, Sedam Zidim Guru, O Bhagavan Zava Dadagata Badramani Mudavan Deva Mahasamaya Sadua Badrazadu Manobalaya Badrazadu Tenova de Nova Sudogaya Nova Zubogaya Nova Hamarado Nova Sava Siri Mebrea de Sada Kamazutune Sedam Sirim Guru Ho Bhagavan Sada Dadagata Badramani Mudavan Deva Mahasamaya Sadua Badrazadu Samaya Mano Baduzadu Denova, Nabua, Sudokaya Nabua, Subokaya Nabua, Anarado Nabua, Zovazidi Nebrea Susano, Sutune, Sedum Sidum Guru, Ho, Sada Dagata Badrum, and Muzovan, Mahasama Yozadua, Baduzadu. Nanobalaya, Badruzadu Denova, Nabua, Sudokaya Nabua, Subokaya Nabua, Anarado Nabua, Sova City Nebrea Susano, Mazutune, Sedum Sidum Guru. Sada Dadagata Badramani Mudovan Zipawa Mahasamaya Satua Dumbruzadu Samaya Manovalaya Badruzadu Yadudu Nabova Zudogaya Nabova Subogaya Nabova Anaradu Nabova Zawaziri Nebrea Zadagambazudu Sedum Sirum Guru Hong Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Dadagata Badramani Mudovan Zipawa Mahasamaya Sadua Badu Zadu Samaya Manovalaya Badruzadu Sudogaya Nabova, Subokaya Nabova, Anarado Nabova, Zawazidi Mebea Zara Gamazun, Sedum Sirum Guru Hong Ha Ho Bhagavan, Zawa Data Badramani Muzovan Dibava, Samaya Satua, Dumbruzadu Samaya, Manovalaya, Badrazadu Denova, Didu Nabova, Sudogaya Nabova, Subogaya Nabova, Anarado Nabova, Zawazidi Mebea Zara Gamazun, Sedum Sirum Guru Hong Ha. Sada Dada Gada Badramani Muzovan Zibawa Samaya Satua, Dumbadu Zadu Samaya Manuvadaya Badrazadu Denova, Sudokayam Nabova, Subokayam Nabova. So was it in Mebrea Zaraga Mazutuna Zetum Sedum Guru Maha Bhagavan Sawa Data Gada Badramani Muzovan Zibawa Mahasamaya Zumbadruza de Zamaya Manovadaya, Badruza de Nova de Nabua, Zugayo Nabua, Zugayo Nabua, Amaratu Nabua, so was it in the Brea de Zara, Zedum Zedum Guru, Ho, Bago, Sada, Badruan, and Muzovan, the Boma, Zamaya Satua, Badruza de Samaya Manovada, Badruza de Nova de Nabua, Zugayo Nabua, Zugayo Nabua, Amaratu Nabua, so was it in the Brea de Zara, Sadum Zirum Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Tata Gada Badruna Nimuzo Venzibo Mahasamai Sadhuva Badru Zatu Samaya Manu Padaya Badru Zatu Denova Dudu Mabua Sudogaya Mabua Sudogaya Mabua Anaratu Mabua So Sidim Ebrea Zara Mazu Sadum Zirum Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Tata Gada Badruna Nimuzo Venzibo Mahasamaya Sadhuva Badru Zatu Samaya Manu Padaya Badru Subogaya Mabua, Anarado Mabua, Salvase, Nebrea, Sitting Guru, Sada Dada Gata Badrona Nemuso, and Zibo, Samaya Sadua, Samaya Manova, Badru. Do Mabua, Sudokaya Mabua, Subokaya Mabua, Anarado Mabua, Salvase, Nebrea, Situm Zirim Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Tata Gata Padrona Nimuzo and the Bhavana Sadua Baru Sadu Samaya Mano Badaya Badur Sadu Denova Didu Nabu Sudokaya Nabu Sudokaya Nabu Anaradu Nabu Azawazi Nebea Zara Gamatu Situm Zirim Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Sada Tata Gata Padrona Nimuzo and the Bhavana Samaya Sadu Adam Baru Sadu Samaya Mano Badaya Badur Sadu Do Mabua Sudokaya Mabua Subokaya Mabua Anaratu Mabua Salva City Mibrea Zara Situm Zirum Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Dada Gata Badruna Nimuzo and the Boa Mahasamaya Sadua Badu Zadu Samaya Manu Babaya Badu Zadu Denova Didu Mabua Sudogaya Mabua Subokaya Mabua Anaratu Mabua Salva City Mibrea Zara Situm Zirum Guru Hum Ha 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 Bhagavan Sava Dada Gata Badruna Nimuzo and the Boa Sadua Dumbaru Zadu Samaya Manu Babaya Badu Zadu Denova Didu Mabua Sudokaya Mabua Subokaya Anaradu Mabua Salva City Mibrea Zara Gamadu Situm Zirum Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Sada Dada Gata Badruna Nimuzo and the Boa Mahasamaya Zadu Dumbaru Zadu Samaya Manu Babaya Badu Zadu Denova Didu Sudogaya Mabua Zubogaya Mabua Anaradu Mabua Salva City Mibrea Zara Gamadu Situm Situm Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sava Dada Gata Badruna Nimuzo and the Boa Samaya Zadua Badru Zadu Badaya Badru Zadu Denova Didu Mabua Sudogaya Mabua Zubogaya Mabua Anaradu Mabua Salva City Mibrea Zara Gamadu Situm Situm Guru Hum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sada Dada Gata Badruna Nimuzo and the Boa Mahasamaya Satu Then just for a moment, recognize or establish the thought. We are always establishing thoughts. And a lot of the times, our thoughts are negative. Therefore, our thoughts are negative feelings, negative actions, negative outcome. But here we establish positive thought, purity of body, purity of breath and speech, purity of mind, purity of heart, purity of spirit, and purity of being, of space and time, practitioners and teachers and teachings. So we recognize at the primordial level the nature of all that arises, intrinsic emptiness and spontaneous luminosity of present purity. Dorje Zempa dissolves into the essence of light like milk into water. You cannot tell the difference. Rest. And you just say, give idea, and you do. Dorje Zempa do ne do and you ba de ne shala ba sho. And then from that space of purity arises the bodhisattvas that are the manifestation thereof above one's head. You begin by saying, Om, that's it, Nanda, Dorje, Dorje, Zunga, Zumba, Ye, Sange, Doda, Gidom, Babezo, Gunla, Zazo, Tajo, Tajezo, Drome, Garbo, Zande, Dono, Zambe, Garba, Yeda, Bada, Kunla Gumba Tashi Tabaje Lupu Taba Dudra Bata Nijen Zamje Lango Dade Tab Jeye Chemba Zumba Dumba De Zumbe Dumbe Tashi Babewa Dewa Jeba Yeva Zaza Lo Zamba Junur Baden Doje Jenre Tenwa Gumbo Jambe Azaye Nimbo Tremba Namba Namga Nimbo Bajo Lundo Jono Batoji Paga Lunzendam Nuno Tawa Rudre Nama Ye Zazen Lamnam Daje Bajejo Chenzo Zemba Gila Zazalo Rinden Doji Toji Turhena Dunjum Bonzan Janlo Lomala Nenda Dondan Bonzon Bareru Ninyo Dunjan Wando De Renjen Doji Jige Tajen Joji Junwa Joji Ye Ma Joju Dumbo Tumbe Papewe Taji Lamo Yela Zazalo Zamba Tumbo Tenjo Temebu Medo Dunda Dango Zon Baga Bundo Doma Mejuta Zinda Zinde Raje Bundo Duzu Dando Dondo Doji Barra Rundo Junde Gazen Zazo Neri Devi Taje Jide Dowa Gila Tazo Dende Dowa Tumba Yende Dowa Duma Dundun Baba Zendon Yeshe Tru Tashi Dende Kunzon Tumba And just one time Jonam Jele Gele Jon De Jon Zete Tebe Son Gula Gumbo Ganyama Jenzo Jembo Jege Son Duba Dabda Zamba Ye Zange Doda Gedon La Jenzo Nebo Jege Ba Daba Dane Gebzoji Jirab Nenze Danje Be Zombe Jenje Dondo Da Zange Dondo Mege Te Zombe Jendo Zange Do Jeze Nanga Namba Dan Dowa Jeze Nego Ba Jeze Doje Nego Ne Dowa. All phenomena arise from their causes. Their causes are explained by the Buddha. Cessation of these causes too are taught thus by the great sage. With a wish to free all beings, I shall always go for refuge to the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until I reach and recognize full enlightenment. Enthused by wisdom and compassion today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind for full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. As long as space remains, as long as sentient beings remain, until then may I too remain and dispel the misery, suffering, and the causality of ignorance, desire, attachment, and all of the various other kleshas in this world through loving kindness and compassion. When these qualities arise in their seemingly negative aspect, I hope you transmute them into the opposite through the antidote of loving kindness and compassion. But 존재 자기 런전 존속이 먼저 동계 존중 바저기 동부 제와 제비고 자기가 보존나 자사고 아야다 우문에 문에 마음은 예수와 다야다 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 우문에 문에 마음은 예수 다야다 우문에 문에 마음은 예수와 다야다 우문에 문에 마음은 예수와 Ayatama mene mene mahamana Yeshua, Umene mene mahamana Yeshua, mene mene mahamana Yeshua. Zumene mene mahamana Yeshua, mene mene mahamana Yeshua, mene mene mahamana Yeshua, mene mene mahamana Yeshua. Zumene mene mahamana Yeshua, mene mene mahamana Yeshua, mene mene mahamana Yeshua. Zumene mene mahamana Yeshua, mene mene mahamana Yeshua. So many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua, so many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua, so many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua, so many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua. So many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua, many so many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua, so many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua, so many Mahamana Yeshua, many Mahamana Yeshua, so many Mahamana Yeshua, Then, once again, receiving the blessings of the Buddha, so you still visualize the Buddha is above your head. And in visualizing the Buddha above your head, then white, red, blue, and yellow ray coming to the corresponding places from that of the Buddha's body. For ourselves and all sentient beings that have gathered with us, obscurations, hindrance, defilements, negative karmic actions, and disease of the mind are dispelled. Then, if you can see in your heart on a lotus, sun, no, just on a lotus and moon, this is your flower. Again, you can all research. The Buddha is giving one a teaching on the recognition of the nature of mind. And in this particular sermon, it is said, he holds up a flower. And one of his disciples in that instant recognized. So I thought this morning, may you all recognize your flower that resides within each and every one of your hearts. That you have this type of recognition. So we see the Buddha, there's one picture I have of Tulku Rinpoche. He is sitting holding flower, one of my favorite pictures. His wonderful face, I can still see. On the moon disk is a crystalline ah, radiant. And that ah has the quality of your blessings, your merit, your happiness, your fortune, loving kindness and compassion, impartiality and equanimity, radiating out for the benefit of all sentient beings in the 10 directions. When you breathe in, draw in like bluish black smoke, all of the negativity throughout the space. And when you breathe out, give out all of the wonderful qualities of your flower. Count the outgoing breath also, just as a focal point. And for a brief time, we begin that. In your mind's eye, visualize that your intentions have been fulfilled. And then space between the thumbs, breathe out through the mouth, eye and chin on the horizontal plane with a straight back. The visualized Buddha dissolves into essence of your own Buddha nature into Buddha nature, Buddha mind into Buddha mind, milk into water. Rest in this recognition of the unity of emptiness and clarity, space and luminosity. In Karigupa, it says the convergent great seal. In Dzogchen Nyingma, the unity of the unadorned unfabricatedness. Again, just breathing out, but one does not lose this quality. It is ever present. Okay, you just rest for a moment. I read some stories to you. You take it easy now, drink some water. Don't fidget about too much. So we said Guru Rinpoche practice. So I have this many notes. But the benefit of the practice of the Guru mantra, visualization, and recitation, it starts off by saying, and this was revealed by Tuku Karma Lingpa. I tell you again to digress for a moment. So New Year's Day morning, you get up, I practice, Mickey practice, trying my best. I get a phone call. The first call I get at the beginning of the year is from Tuku Chogyur Rinpoche. Chogyur, not Choga, Chogyur Rinpoche. So again, he's giving me blessings and we're talking. Again, when we're able, he's going to come and we're going to make grand puja. He said we will come and make grand puja. And then also, Chogyur Rinpoche and myself, he says we have many lifetimes, very strong karmic connection. His monastery I'm connected to, supposedly, these stories in Tibet. But I just felt very blessed that he would take the time to give me a call, which we talk quite often. But he conveys his blessings. He always says, "How is the Sangha? Please tell them I pray for them, think of them every day." And then I also received Guru Rinpoche in the Choling tradition from him. Maybe I give you this reading transmission practice at some point. You can remind me, Amala. So we first start off, I prostrate to Guru, Yidam and Bikini. Who is this talking? I, the lowly woman, Yeshe Shugel. And we know Yeshe Shugel is one of the main heart disciples with Vandavada of Guru Rinpoche. So she said, she makes a great outer, inner, and secret mandala offering and humbly ask, "O Master, Lotus Born, the work you have done for the welfare of all sentient beings here in Tibet, in this and in future lives, is vast. No one of such extreme kindness has ever come before, nor shall any come again. The practices you have given us are like essential nectar. Though I am a lowly woman of this, I have no doubt. However, sentient beings in the future will have perfused thoughts and tremendous aggression. They will have wrong views toward the Holy Dharma. And in particular, they will blaspheme the supreme teachings of the secret mantra. At that time, plague, famine, and war will be widespread amongst sentient beings. And in particular, China, Tibet, and Mongolia will be destroyed like ants' nests, and a time of terrible suffering will befall the Tibetans. A quick note. I think Dogo sent to me a law has been passed that Tibet will be recognized. And at the next Dalai Lama, however it may come about, will be recognized authentically if it comes from the indigenous placement of its people. I would say like that. So there is, you can Google this. I'll send it to you as Dogo-san sent to me. So this last part that Isha Soga is talking about, we can see it is among us, it has come to pass. You have spoken of many ways to remedy these afflictions, but beings in the future will have no time to practice. Those who do have a slight inclination toward practice will be beset by powerful obstacles. Beings will not get along with one another. Supplies and materials will be insufficient. Such terrible times as these will be extremely difficult to avert. In such times, Guru, what are the benefits of relying solely upon the practice of the Vajraguru mantra for the benefit of people of weak intellects in the future? I humbly entreat you to tell us. The Master Lotus Born spoke thus. O Lady of Faith, what you say is absolutely true. In such future times, that practice will definitely be of short and long-term benefit for sentient beings. Although I have concealed many earth treasures, water treasures, rock treasures, sky treasures, and so on, which contain unfathomable pit instructions and methods of practice. In the degenerate times, it will be terribly difficult for fortunate beings to find the conditions and circumstances to meet with the teachings. This is a sign that beings' merit is running out. However, in such times as those, this essential Vajraguru mantra, if recited with vast bodhicitta aspirations in great sacred places, in monasteries, on the peaks of mountains, and the shores of vast rivers, in places inhabited by gods, demons, and evil spirits, at the head of valleys, geophysical junctions, and so on, by Nakpas with unbroken samya, vow-holding monastics, faithful men, women of fine quality, and the like. However, many times, 100 times, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 10 million, 100 million, etc., will bring inconceivable benefits and power. Countries everywhere will be protected from all plagues, famine, warfare, I should say, armed violence, poor harvest, bad omens, and evil spirits. Rain will fall on in difficult times. Wonderful harvests, health of the livestock will be excellent, and lands will prosper. In life, future lives, in this life, future lives, and on the pathway of the Bardo, fortunate practitioners will meet me again and again, at best in actuality, or else in vision, and at the very least in dreams. Having gradually perfected the levels and paths, there is no doubt they will join the ranks of male and female awareness holders in Ngarbat Ling. Even 100 recitations per day without interruption will make you attractive to others, and food, wealth, and enjoyments will appear effortlessly. If you recite the mantra 1,000, 10,000, or more times per day, you will bring others under your influence with your brilliance, and blessings and power will be continuously and unobstructedly obtained. If you perform 100,000, 10 million, or more recitations, the three worlds will come under your power. The three levels of existence will fall under the glorious sway. Gods and spirits will be at your bidding. The four modes of enlightened activity will be accomplished without hindrance, and you will be able to bring immeasurable benefit to all sentient beings in whatever ways are needed. If you can do 30 million, 70 million or more recitations, you will never be separated from the Buddhas of the three times, nor ever part from me. Thus, the 8 classes of gods and spirits will obey your orders, praise your words, and accomplish whatever task you entrust to them. At best, practitioners will obtain the rainbow body. Failing that, at the time of death, mother and child luminosity, primordial essence, and spontaneous presence will meet. And at the very least, they will see me in the bardo, and all their perceptions having been liberated into their essential nature, they will be reborn in Naryak Ling, accomplish immeasurable benefits for sentient beings. Thus he spoke. Great Master, thank you for telling us about such infinite benefits and powers. You have been immeasurably kind. Although the explanation of the benefits and powers of the syllable of Guru Dhamma's mantra is unfathomable, for the sake of sentient beings in the future, I humbly ask you to give us a brief description, she said. Then the great master spoke thus. O noble daughter, the Vajra Guru mantra is not only my essential mantra, it is the life essence of the deities of the 4 classes of tantras, the 9 vehicles, the 84,000 aspects of the Dharma, and so on. The heart essence of all the Buddhas of the 3 times, the Lamas, deities, dakinis, Dharma protectors, and the like, is encompassed in this mantra. The reason for this is as follows. Listen well and hold this in your heart. Recite the mantra, write it, tell it to sentient beings in the future. At some other point, I will go into all the descriptions that Guru Rinpoche gave. Too many right now. But there is something that I found that Gyaltsen Rinpoche, another one of my teacher's teachers, Dilgo Gyaltsen Rinpoche, former head of the Nyingma lineage, deceased. I did not meet him directly, but I sat in front of his seat. He explains, it is said that the 12 syllables Om, Ah, Hum, Bhaja, Benza, Guru, Dhamma, Siddhi, Hum carries the entire blessings of the 12 types of teachings taught by Buddha, which are the essence of his 84,000 dhammas. Therefore, to recite the Vajra Guru mantra once is the equivalent to the blessings of reciting or practicing the whole teachings of the Buddha. The wisdom mind of Padmasambhava Guru Rinpoche is manifested in the form of the mantra. These 12 syllables are actually the emanation of his wisdom mind, and they are endowed with his entire blessing. The Vajra Guru mantra is Padmasambhava, is Guru Rinpoche in the form of sound. So when you evoke him with the recitation of the 12 syllables, the blessings and merit you obtain is tremendous. In these difficult times, just as there is no Buddha or refuge we can call upon, I should say, in these difficult times. There is no Buddha or refuge we can call upon who is more powerful than Baba Guru Rinpoche. So there is no mantra that is more fitting than the Vajra Guru mantra. Take a breath in, please. Breathe out. Again, rest your mind for a moment. Whatever that may have landed in your mind, like throwing the pasta against the wall, be with that. Just rest. We are so fortunate to have these authentic masters that we are directly connected to. Not a storybook, not fable. Many of you have been to the places where Guru Rinpoche actually sat or been with his disciples, descendants. I actually met descendant of Longchenpa, a manifestation of Guru Rinpoche in Bhutan. Breathe in again, and then Lamas, please, if you have. Again, this particular hat was given to me via Gyaltsen Rinpoche through his heart disciple. Just a moment. So you have now heard the words Geshe Shogel asking Guru Rinpoche. The hat is the lotus hat, symbolizing that Guru Rinpoche is sitting upon our head. Each one of you think like this. Urgyen Samten Gyaltsen Joji Guru De Bema June Zazura Gudur Nando Mambu Gurgegi Zazuda Rugi Shenji Laje Zazuzu Guru Bema Zide Om Urgyen Yuji Nanzan Zam Bema Geza Dombola Gyaltsen Joji Guru Ne Bema June Zazura Gudur Ngando Mambo Gur Gegi Zazuda Rugi Shenji Laje Zazuzu Guru Bema Sidi Imaho Jojo Jogi Ngi Zangamzu Joni Tuzon Gage Mevegam Jojo Lozo Jewa Jembogo Naga Zendo Doje Doreme Nama Jugi Gola Zuwade Borgen Bema Jone La Zuwade Dejen Nurgi Jumbe Zangamzu Gunzo Yondan Yonden Jene Geze Gunden Dowa Tibegu Doji Zedra Nezo Zozo Donama Dozo Gola Zuwade Urgyen Bema Jone La Zuwade Meje Dende Dembe Zangamzu Doji Jimbo Dewe Jumanja Jalan Jandu Dangi Dundu Dedama Judada Dunzungi Lama Tube Gula Zuwade Urgyen Bema Jone La Zuwade Kundundo Zangera Jirishin, Temagera, Jujo, Kada Lama Nana Suwa, Zene, Doje, Duneta, Doje, Don Beton, Don Beto, Gode, to be on Jemba, Dreame also Jella Suwa, Zejin, Gunjen, Dola, Desert, Dreame also in that also, Jenami, Anjova. Je melimbe jela zuwa de dozo yunge pemma teni judo kuzo kudo sange nambe tende dojun kundun zemben jela zuwa de omen jogi yinge boden aduzo sange goje kudo ye benzen gogo kundo judebe zowe lama nanda zuwa de Roman jogi yogi bodando dozo sange goji gogo ye ransom gogo gozo dun se bazo we lame jela zuwa de Gilwagandu Yundan Lamada, Jumbe Jogi Bolabo Jojan, Sadam Jirandu Nezuni, Doji Jinji go from no to so. Closing off left channel. Switch. And in breath. And out. In and out through both. All negativities, impurities. Som ye re lele kaka zazanya dana baba ma yawa wa shaga za sha omedama hetu barwa hetu tagata hayo watu kinsa yunroha ye vaminima samana soha zebadra samaya za bamo Ritsa Ramane Pavadaye Soha Zebadra Samaya Zaza Bamo Badra Amrita Kundele Hana Ranje only also to be Lama dan Dezo be Gunjen Jodi Gaba Lojon Dupse Gargo Nidzawa Nebe Hunan Dun Gidnamga Baza Samaza. So Guru Rinpoche is directly in front of you, single or in dual aspect, if one understands what that means. Sange dodan zogi jo namla chenjo ba joda niga joji. Taji zenzo gepe so namge jola benze zenge jo basho. Sange dodan zogi jo namla chenjo ba joda niga joji. Taji zenzo gepe so namge jola benze zenge jo basho. Sange dodan zogi jo namla chenjo ba joda niga joji. Taji zenzo gepe so namge jola benze zenge jo basho. Bambo, Zoje Naranga Demba good. Why the Toma? Mumbaja Mahasri Haragaro, Dene Doji, Torwa Gurgu, Zeram Yam, Sarva, Zudo, Sarva, Dharma, Zube, Zudo, no, Tone, Dundo, Jani, Jeshen. Gejerwe nundo donla numba punzo zumba dajen gazo jimbo go uma bume pate saparida rarba satumaza satana pate jede da bananaza namo sabada da gada bayu miju mugube sabata nagete sapa ramen kamazoha Namo Sabada Tagatabaya Mijimugu, be Sabata Magate Saparan, Namin Kamasoha. Namo Sabada Tagatabaya Mijimugu, be Sabata Magate Saparan in the Kam. So, one time. Gada na ne la do no no do den do la den da da ge do da do de ge da do do tume pate jariye gata. Into all of the obstructors, may they be liberated. The true obstructors, though, were created from within. They are our manifestations. May they come to an end. Zombaja Mahasri Harada, Deni Doji Turba Gudu, Ram Yantan, Sarva Suto, Sarva Dama Sute Sute, Tume, the Rinpoche, Nidishan, get you with Nundu, Turma, Duru, Punson, Punson, Soba, Dajan, Gato, Jembo, Uma, Sarabutaraga Saraza, Sarabutaraga Saraza, Sarabutaraga Saraza, Saba begine, Namo Saba Tatagatabayo Mukube, Saba Tamagete Sabarana, Iram Granakam, Grihana, Iram Bavinda, Daye, Soha. Saba begine, Namo Saba Tatagatabayo Mukube, Saba Mute Sabarana, Iram. Gurihanagam, Gurihana Iram Bavinda Daye Soha. Saba Ligane, Nomozabada Gadaba, Yumishimu, Saba the Saparana, Iram Grenam, Gurihana Iram Bavinda Daye Soha. Urgyen Samten Ling Gonpa, Dorje, Gondan Doba Guji, Dorje Mede, Jumba Dan, Medewa Guji. Urgyen Dewa Nese, Demela, Nemba Guji. Urgyen Samten Gondan Doba Guji, Dongan Dorje, Gondan Doba Guji, Donge Mede, Demba Dan. Medewa Guji, Dewa Nese, Demela. You're offering your body, you offer your speech, you offer your mind, you offer your enlightened qualities, you make prostrations. So the 7 branch offering. Zadzor Mandan Jonje Jambaja, Jejurenye Jonje Jambayi, Giwa Jada Jekba, Janje Tuba, Janje Jego. Loud blanks of offerings of all the things that are most precious throughout all of the universe. Sashi Boji Jojo Mejo Drum Rebellion Zenede Zamagi Zenke Zendemeda Idon Run Mandrulaga Neda Tayame Sashi Boji Jojo Mejo Drum Rebellion Zenede Zamagi Zenke Zendemeda Don't get the Zinajo Bajo, Idon Run Mandrulaga Neda Tayame. Saji Boji Jojo Mejo Drum Rebellion Zenede Zamagi Zenke Zendemeda Don't get the Zinajo Bajo. You don't run the Mandrulaka, Neta Daya, Zom Badrazata Samaya, Manupalaya, Badrazata Genova, did Nebova, Dudokaya, Nebova, Dudokaya, Nebova, Andargata Nebova, Sava, the Nebrega, Zara Namazu, Sara Dagata, Badrumane Muzavente, Samaya, Badrazata Samaya, Manupalaya, Badrazata Genova. Lamas, please. Zebadra Samaya Za Simla Chipedianas. Sri Majo Droje Nama Jorge Go Deje Doje Nama Jorge Je Dajo Najo Nama Drobe Go Donjo Doje Chanda Zowa Urgyen Rinpoche la Zowatem Gyaltsen Baje Nidurgyen Dorje Tsamba Trubata Choja Chuma Dodo So Uma Baja Guru Pema Chotenza Badra Samaya Za Za So so Ati Guru Prati Saho. Badra Hargam Padam Bhute Tuke Aloge Gande Newadi Shapta Rupta Shapta Gande Rasha Sheba Shedharma Tata Utsa Ho Baza Guru Bhema Zidehom Baja Guru Pema Zidehum Baja Guru Pema Zidehum Sumahum Baja Guru Pema Zidehum Sumahum Baja Guru Pema Zidehum Sumahum Baja Guru Pema Zidehum Baja Guru Dharma Siddhi Mahum Baja Guru Dharma Siddhi Mahum Baja Guru Dharma Siddhi Mahum Baja Guru Dharma Siddhi Baja Guru Dharma Siddhi Mahum Baja Guru Dharma Siddhi Mahum Baja Guru Dharma Siddhi Zoma Hum Baja Guru Dhamma Siddhi Hum Baja Guru Dhamma Siddhi Siddhi Hum Baja Guru Dhamma 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 Siddhi Siddhum Badaguru Siddhum Badaguru Siddhum Siddhum Badaguru Siddhum Badaguru Zumahum Badaguru Siddhum Zumahum Badaguru Siddhum Sumahum Badaguru Siddhum Sumahum Badaguru Siddhum Zumahum Badaguru Siddhum Sumahum Badaguru Siddhum Badaguru Siddhum Siddhum Badaguru Siddhum Sumahum Baja Guru Bama Sede Hum Mahum Baja Guru Bama Sede Hum Baja Guru Bama Sede Hum Aye Hu Gaga Gaga Sata Satanya Yavala Shaka Sha Badazata Samaya Manubalaya Banuzatu Denova Denuba Sugayo Nabua Sugayo Anaradu Nabua Zawaziri Nebaya Sarada Gata Baruna Nimuzo and the Dogana Samaya Badua Medama Hidogara Hidogata Hayola Namanima Amana. So Guru Rinpoche is the one who subdued the negativity, or we'll use the word the demons, the demonic forces that were prevalent during that time. But he made an oath with them: you take care of the Dharma of the future, the practitioners, teachers, etc., and I will take care of you. So now you make a summons, you Dharmapalas, you come here now and you fulfill your oath. So Namo Guru Be, Namo Guru Be, Namo Guru Be. Om Shri Benza Heraga, really Hom Jo Hom Be. Dene Bajan, Dorje Ramyam Dorje, Nangon, Tru, Tamse Yeje, Yeme, Dorje, Meze, Nanga, Dorje, Guru, Yose, So they assemble. Now they're doing what they said they would do. Zombadrozata Samaya, Manupalaya, Badruzata Denova, Dudu Nagova, Sudogaya Nagova, Sudogaya Nagova, Anuradu Nagova, Zavati Nagaya, Zaragama, Sarada Gada Badramane, Muzavana, Mazumaya, Badruzata Samaya, Manupalaya, Dudu Nagova, Sudogaya Nagova, Sudogaya Nagova, Anuradu Nagova. So adabzo gajen ba je so jenje la je jeme nyu dun so mama veni zoga da ye guru bema dura buna dana anyo sidi sri mama veni zoga da ye guru bema dura buna dana anyo sidi sri Mama Venizama Guru Kama Dura Puna Sana Anyo Sri Zom Badu Sata Samaya Manubalaya Badu Satu Denova Dedu Nebova Sudogaya Nebova Zubogaya Nebova Anaradu Nebova Zavasidi Mebrigas Saragama Zujune Zezum Sirum Guru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Saradadagata Badru Manimuzo Vende Bhava Maha Samaya Satu Dusu Samge Guru Rinpoche Guru Guna Deva Jumboja Baje Gunza Dodo Bosa Zova Dozo Chinje Ladozo Jinanzo Vebade Jova Dan Zambaluge Jova Jinjelo Dusu Samge Guru Rinpoche Guru Guna Deva Jumboja Baje Gunza Dodo Zoba Dozo Jinje Ladozo Jinanzo Vebade Jova Dan Zambaluge Jova Jinjelo Dusu Samge Guru Rinpoche Guru Guna Deva Jumboja Baje Gunza Dodo Bosa Zoba Dozo Jinje Ladozo Jinanzo Vebade Jova Dan Zambaluge Jova Jinjelo Dusu Samge Guru Rinpoche Guru Guna Deva Jumboja Baje Gunza Dodo Bosa Zoba Dozo Jinje Ladozo Jinanzo Vebade Jova Dan Zambaluge Jova Jinjelo. If you have candle, go ahead and light that, please. If not, then just visualize. You have like the wish fulfilling tree. Maybe you can see your Dharma of Christmas. This really is the wish fulfilling tree. Many lights you offer. Magoni tabia ganzon sondong goji dombo ni rira gabo rira sondong goji oye zebe zemone namabe nawa yengegi morabe mumba tangege jenela suba goji badra alake deje jeje konje tonje ta Seba mumla tenze nube tu lama yeje gada jijerwa jeda naza zowa zowa sho jola jozen zowa tepe tu tazo jendo nebe zoja nida jombo tuzo zowa da zojan daje pawa Badu Zadu Zamaya, Manubagaya, Badu Zadu Denova, Dedu Mebova, Sudogaya Mebova, Zubugaya Mebova, Amaratu Mebova, Sovasidi Mebrayatu, Saragama Zutame, Setum Sirum Guru Hung, Ha 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 Ho, Bhagavan, Sada Dagata Badramani, Muzo Vente Bava Maha, Samaya Satu. 5 minutes. Take a breath in and breathing out. Back to the glass of water and the sand settling, the innate clarity manifest within. Ah, ah. Breathing out. Come to the posture of tranquility or impartiality. Awakening through the wisdom of seeing, hearing, smell, taste, feeling, awareness. And breathing out. Risen Lama Dujune, Doma Nunu Nanuba, Dene Silla Kuba. Second Redman Wat, Kunwa Sangam, so Badan Dawa, Mado Dujune, Chenre Zenwa, Tenzen Gatso, Sebe Gatso, Bado, Den, Goji. Lume Gane, Gatso, Chenjo, Gambo, Conjo, Mando, Namboji. Tebe Meze, Bado, 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 Junjo, Zado, Tajen, so. Senge Ranjenge, Buddha, Nide Gato, Dunet, and Baye, Timberman, Tumana, Dependent, and Dunian, Twinla Mize, Google, Gaga, Dodam Gaso, Genle, Drugu, Sona, the Tende, Zabanye, Tabie, Nebe, Damne, Pamjeshe. Geje Neje Baba Druba Yi Shebe Soda Druba Druba Shu Bawa Jamba Rubo Tenda Demba Dan Gundu Zumbu Damje Deji De De Gaje Deju Demaje Gawa Dede Tanjera Turu Belden La Megunze Damba Dan Gayam Yowa Diki Yowa Yi Nashuma Lo Zanzu Dundu Ne Dundu Zange Chulanju Bajo Timbe Bagula Meje Beden, Desengi Busetin, Yunagam, Demedona, no Tanjo Bagi, Timba, you ring no bit, Ashisho, Jinzu, Sinjo, Rinpoche, Magi Banam Geguji, Gabanamba, Mebaye, Gune, Gundu, Bavuzo, Gazo, Taye, Donwe, Dundu, Goyen Doju, Shimbe, Doju, Namdra Reba, Lemegun Sundu, Tabaram da Tashi, Dale, Show. Ayata unga de gade taraga de tarasanga de potiswa ayata munga de gade taraga de tarasanga de potiswa ayata munga de gade taraga de tarasanga de potiswa. Let go of what is past. Let go of what may come. Let go of what is happening now. Don't try to make anything happen. Don't try to figure anything out. Relax. Right now. Rest. So maybe you need to rest. I took maybe you on long journey, maybe a little bored, tired, now water, go to the bathroom, need to eat. But anyway, perhaps on this journey, as the Dharma Express has come to a stop and now you must depart. Maybe you had a vision, maybe you had a feeling. Maybe Guru Rinpoche gently touched you and relieved you and lifted you up. And as you go through the rest of the day, may you, just as I started off and remembered, may you never forget your flower that resides in your heart for the benefit of all sentient beings with loving kindness and compassion. May you never depart. Have a wonderful rest of the day, everyone. Until we meet again, peace.